Alright, it's time to move on to the engine. Now, the engine is pointless because it just is. There's no reason to have the engine. But at least they put this pointless thing all on one sprue, sprue D. So let's get to it, shall we? Who doesn't love sprue cleanup, right? Oh, nice. Okay, here's another point of frustration. These things are ridiculous. But if they were inside, you know, the gap where you've got various other solid pieces, who really cares, right? But they're outside of these rings. Like, there's one here, there's one... Come on, guys. This is Mickey Mouse bullshit you're doing here. Come on. Like, I can't think of another manufacturer that has this level of ejector pin craziness going on. You know, it's funny to see people get on Tamiya's case because there's like a tiny, tiny ejector pin visible on some piece that's up in the landing gear you never even see. But this thing is just replete with them. And some people tend to jump all over themselves to be forgiving of what Kitty Hawk's doing here, but this is just freaking ridiculous. It's a good thing that I don't care about how the engine looks, because this is not, that's just not the way to do it. Like, look, they're all over this one too. Alright. Surprised there's not one just poking up off the fan blades here. Okay, so we've got our little turbine here. A little bit of extra thin back here. Makes everybody happy. So then what these do, apparently, come on. Butterfingers over here tonight. Theory. Wow, that is a masterful fit, guys. Slippery and annoying. See, now I have to pull it back apart and deal with that. I'm gonna lock this guy in a little bit. Control a few variables, right? Let's see, this is Kitty Hawk at its awful finest. All right, let's focus where we can focus. Let's get the forward part here squared away first. All right, so now the funny thing is you've got these little tiny locking things in here that don't do a damn thing at all. Nothing. They may as well not even be there. See, like, why even bother putting anything in here to hold them in place, because it doesn't do it. D45, so another one of these. Well, it's connected by so many freaking points. Hey, look, that piece actually the piece with no locations of any kind actually sort of kind of fits. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, now we've got this fun thing here of D29 plus D18 plus D18. So there's D18 right there, which looks like the lower D18. What is that upper thing? Because I look all over this thing and I see nothing at all like that. Oh god. So we've got some Kitty Hawk style engineering, and it looks like we've got some kinetic style instructions going on. You know, it's occurring to me that none of these things matter anyway, because they just don't. If you look, they're not going to hold it in the engine. They're not doing any of that. So let's get on with building the rest of the engine then. How about that? All right, back around to the ass end here. We've got D49 flame holder, which is a decent looking piece. It'll pay the bills, right? All right, now we've got D38 and D37. Would you look at that? Huge ejector pin thing there again. And just the giantest sprue attachments. This one you can't even really get to because of that stupid ejector pin. Oh, well, maybe Edward will come up with a resin exhaust nozzle for this, and nobody will have to deal with this. Yeah, right. The thing. Kitty Hawk would be well served by aftermarket, but it seems like the aftermarket stays pretty far away from Kitty Hawk. This makes me miss the 14. All right. Oh, even better on this side, we got two of those fuckers. Good news is, over here, we don't have the mounting post to worry about, so we can just hack, slash our way to freedom. Now see, the thing with exhaust cans like this is any seam in them is pretty visible and shows up through paint. And when you have to clean up all that junk to get them together, you get a gap like, you know, this giant bastard in here. And it's just dispiriting. Next piece, more of these goddamn things. And wear out my sprue cutters just clipping out the bullshit. So this is just an exercise in brute damn force at this point. These pieces shockingly don't fit around the trunk of the engine, which also doesn't fit. It's just like a non-fit fest going on around here. So I'm going to go put a clamp on these damn things because I never put a clamp on anything, but I actually need to now. So we're going to do that and we're going to come back. Now let's get the exhaust can in place. So here we've got D52, these four pieces go in and this thing goes around it. I'd like to thank the dipshits for putting it together this way. Thankfully, all these stupid little sprue nibs are in the back. They're not where these pieces are actually going to seat in. So, you know, a saving grace. I will say that. It is not perfect saving grace, but, you know, better than nothing. So the people who never have any issues with Kitty Hawk kits, I'm going to guess they just love this part. You know, somehow, many other manufacturers manage to build kits without sticking these sprue nibs in these inconvenient places. And not just Tamiya. I mean, you know, you have Edward and Trumpeter, newcomers like Tan Model, who don't have this bullshit going on everywhere, every single piece. Like, seriously? Why? You know, even as close as you can get, and you're still getting, because it's on a curve, you're getting these damn things hanging out in here still. And they're almost impossible to get to. Well, hope that's good enough. 'Cause I'm sick of dealing with this bullshit. Oh yeah, we've still got the one up top. Alright. Now comes the fun part. We've already seen the House of Cards style that Kitty Hawk gets with now comes the fun part. Glue these bastards in. See, they had to put these extra little sprue nibs on the ends, and you get tolerances. Don't play nice with that kind of crap. I don't see why they needed those there in the first place. Feels like laziness. I didn't have anywhere near this number of little bullshit to deal with on the AH-1Z. They should find whoever designed that thing and just make them do every kit. Like how these pieces don't even line up at all. All right. That was a pain in the ass. So now, let's get the engine into here. Now, one thing I like about this is it has optional make hole, but no context. Make a hole for what? So if we skip ahead, let's see what it tells us here. Is it those things? D56 and D57? God. Okay, so now it's time to glue the engine into the mid part of the fuselage. So yeah, it shows D56 and D57 going here, which lines up nicely to where holes should be there. But it doesn't, these don't seem optional here, and they're on every single marking scheme. So I'm going to treat them as not optional. Let's find a freaking drill. Even better, they're at this awesome angle to drill through. All right. We can clean those up on the outside as we need to later on. Okay, so we've got thing 1 and thing 2, now to clean up. Now, if you're watching carefully, you're already seeing the most annoying thing that a manufacturer can do, in my opinion. Let me clear this shit away so you can see it. So, you know, things have to attach to screws, right? That's not a big deal. Everybody, you know, gets that. That's a part of the deal. And I've actually come to not mind this whole like on the seam thing. If you can get it right, they just come right off. Okay, that's easy. Got this little bastard up here. Not a big deal. This one, though, come on, Kitty Hawk. We're already dealing with a 6-piece fuselage that has to go together precisely, and you put a fucking sprue gate where they have to connect. On a curved section, on a lip. Like, at least plan for this and have other pieces that are, like, sized around it, but no, they don't even do that. It's just, haha, fuck you, have fun with this. Bunch of assholes. So right now the engine should be cooked. Come in here with this damn thing. Oh, cool. So those stupid damn things there have to fit on here. Nice. And that's how you get a lopsided engine. I hate this kit so much already. we'll just hold it here and let it dry, because this is what we want to do. Like how the engine flops around in here. Vectored thrust, anybody? Yeah, and that fit is still just, I'm loving it. Alright, we're going to flip it over to the other side here. The bottom, where dreams come to die. The bottom has the added benefit of not using locator pins, but using these little tab things that are nice for front back alignment, but terrible for top bottom. Because when they don't line up, like this one way down in there, how do you get to it to make things go as they ought? Because I can force the outer pieces together, but you can see that step building in these middle pieces, and you know, an actual pin and a hole would do fine, keeping it from going up and down, but those little tabs don't do shit. Make sure we're still good up top. Can't even get a thing down there, so we're gonna have to just blunt force this bastard. All right. So while I hold this, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera around and do the end bit. Okay, so we're well into step 5 and the joy of installing the shit show of an engine into middle fuselage. My enjoyment of this kit is not growing. It is confirming a lot of my past frustrations with the model maker known as Kitty Hawk. You know, we've gone through the cockpit now, and the ejector pins right smack where the HUD plate goes. We have similar situation with the ring for the exhaust where it fits on here. We have multiple little sprue nibs inside of curves, which are an awesome place to put them and make them super easy and convenient to remove. And we have them going on the edges of these fuselage sections, which I'm sure won't pose any fit problems when we get to joining them all up later. Add to that, you know, the engine being floppy. I mean, I thought these things were supposed to be self-locating in here. You know, maybe a poly bushing, maybe a square instead of a circle to hold the rotational aspect aside. Another frustration in this thing is the use up top on this fuselage section of mounting or of locating pins and locating holes. And on the bottom, shut up compressor, on the bottom of using these tab things that mainly just control front back movement. They don't control top bottom, which is how you get steps in the fuselage. So maybe next time do the locating pins and holes all around and just say screw it, that's how we're going to do it here. And I'm trying to hold this damn thing in place, and oh look, the engine has come out. Anyway, my opinion on the kit so far, this thing is the detail is nice. The engineering is atrocious. The sprue planning is atrocious. The sprue nibs on every piece, on every side. The idiotic placement of sprue gates that is just going to cause fit problems down the road. I mean, I don't know what to say. This is one of the, thinking to the voices that say, well, it's the best Su-17 in 148 scale. Well, yeah, no shit, because the other kit in 148 scale is just awful. This one is less awful than that. But, dear God, I would build Edward's MiG-21 in a heartbeat. I would build Trumpeter's MiG-21 in a heartbeat. I would build Hobby Boss's Su-17 the day it launches in a heartbeat over this thing. The engineering is just, it is not engaging. It is annoying and alienating. And so it's going to be a fun rest of the build, that's for sure. So anyway, here we are. Cockpit, engine, and fuselage section. So I am going to get back into it tomorrow night, and we will keep the build pushing forward. Later.